bugger.
Are you hurt?
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XVI. In our last episode, we have a new hideaway. It's out in the middle of the water. We use a little dinghy to get there. Clive is now Sid, the outlaw, and he's trying to continue on originally designed to do. Went to Martha's Rest, helped out Martha. They were slaughtering Branded, the Black Knights were. We then went over to Port Isolde, ran into Wade. If we remember Wade from the demo, he was one of the squire knights that accompanied you when you were a kid, and we fought the Marlborough. We got to meet Clive's uncle and prove to him, hey, I'm still alive. I actually kind of liked that sequence because it showed that you know there's some heart here. That a lot of people were, playing this game, we see the events of what happened at Phoenix Gate, but we kind of just oh yeah, a bunch of people died. We're actually seeing kind of the impact of that. We're seeing the impact of the Master at Arms and his wife, and then when she gets slaughtered, it's oh, that really sucked. We see the impact that Clive had to his family when he was presumed dead, and to see him reunited with his uncle of, hey, I've got my brother's kid back. We're now moving on to deal with this Mother Crystal. I think we're going to deal with Mama. We're going to go back to the hideaway, and we'll see where it takes us. Here be monsters.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
Well, you're easy on the eyes.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
I got a girlfriend, okay?
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The Mother Crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move.
Story time!
As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the Orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago, in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether, and with the Blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Drastanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Ironblood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drastanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Ironblood for control of Drake's Breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal.
Good man.
Thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
It will be over soon.
You ready?
I think so.
Jill. When you told me you had to come to terms with your past,
Body count.
you weren't talking about destroying Drake's breath, were you?
She was talking about the boys when you were gone, Clive.
No. I spoke of Imran, the leader of the Crystalline Orthodox.
Told you.
The man who made me do all those unspeakable
Oh my
things.
goodness.
I'm going to kill him.
Oh.
It's what I need to do to put the past behind me. What I need to move forward.
Did he make you start an OnlyFans?
And I know that I can do it. If you're there beside me.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. We'll bring down the Mother Crystal together.
Bring it down! Bring it all down!
All while Sid looks on.
We'll make him proud.
Drake's breath. Oh, it's a ship. It's like, that's a weird shooting star. Oh, it's not a star, it's a boat. It's a schooner.
You dumb bastard. It's not a schooner, it's a sailboat.
Useful trick. Freezing and thawing the spray to make mist. How did you learn to use your powers like this?
The Masters made me do it. When the Crusaders took to the seas, to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
So cold.
This may be the only chance I get
so
to go
cold.
back. My only chance to put things right. I have to do this. Whatever the cost.
All right.
The fog is getting thicker.
And Leon's getting larger.
There she is. The Iron Kingdom's Mother Crystal.
Drake's breath.
They all look like icicle shards plunged into the earth, like almost like these are not from this world. So they don't look like they're growing out of the world, they look like they plunged into the
Strong
world.
currents, sharp rocks, and ether floods. Let's not forget them. This island is a natural fortress.
But safety breeds complacency, allowing a single rowing boat to slip in unseen. The sanctuary is inside the mountain. If we follow the old trail, we should be able to enter by the back gate.
All right. Let's go. always imagined when I came here it would be to reclaim it.
It used to belong to Rosaria, didn't it?
Once, though it's been in the Ironblood's clutches for far too long.
As was I. For 13 years, this rock was my home. I know its secret only too well. This path was abandoned after an ether flood. They don't guard it anymore.
The perfect little shortcut.
The music is like Final Fantasy pirate music. Did you really? I don't think I need to squeeze in.
They're all Akashic.
The ether flood must have spread.
Oh!
It was never
That's a nice little splooge.
And the only way past them
Ooh.
is through them.
Ow! Yeah, you got me with your thorn. Clive opening that door is like watching my kids try to open the back door.
Was that an earthquake?
They happen all the time. That wasn't even a bad one. It's nothing to worry about.
It's like California. Oh, we've got like a corrupted deadly.
Nice try.
I still don't understand. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ow. Ah! Not good at dodging.
The old arboretum is just up ahead. We'll enter the caves from there.
The caves! Trying to get better at the combat, but I just can't get a hang of it. 4-shot fangs, they're shot. Ouch. Breath of wind. Hello, is anybody home? Avon! Oh, something. Living in the swamp. Marlboro again, ain't it?
Ugh, look at this place. What a mess.
It's like my place in college.
Wait.
goodness, really?
It's turned.
Nothing a shield of Rosaria can't handle. Just like old times.
Be sure to keep clear of his paw.
Believe me, I mean to.
You'll not be able to wash that stink off for a week.
Breathe it in.
You're not supposed to go into it. No. Getting some tornado on ya. There we go. Just dance around. Just dance around. Just dance around him. Pretend you're Kevin Bacon at Footloose.
Chocolate rain.
Acid rain. Gonna get the black all over your face. Oh gosh. Oh! Ow. Ow. Oh! Get away from me! Get away from me, Cthulhu! Man. So his attacks are so just delayed and slow. Can't time it. Oh, okay, he's going down low. He's going to Australia.
Chocolate rain.
Acid rain. Oh, come on. Apparently you can't.
I still can't believe they can jump. Don't these things have roots?
Keep it dancing, keep it dancing, keep it dancing, keep it dancing. Okay. A Akashic Marlborough. Down. It's not a Marlborough, it's a marble. A marble? It's a marble. It's a marble!
Press on.
Yes.
No, I grow these out naturally.
It's like a furnace in here.
We're inside the volcano. You get used to the heat. Though I don't remember it being like this hot.
Was that one cause for concern?
It was. And they're getting bigger. Something's wrong.
Global warming? Peekaboo! Why am I stuck in the corner? I'm not baby. Ow. Ow! Okay. This guy's good. And I can just keep missing those stupid things. Can I dive into... Dude, bro, come on. It was too early. That guy was a jerk. And I kinda stink.
Fuck. Is there no other way across?
Watch your toes, it's hot. Remember, I'm Shiva.
Quickly, before it melts!
This is going to be close.
Well, you did stand there for like 15 seconds.
Come on!
How does a wooden
Let's not do
bridge
that
withstand that, though?
No,
It doesn't look like iron or something.
that's not.
It's like wood. Those look like wood planks. How does that rope not burn up?
They don't look too tough.
Perhaps not alone, but in numbers like these.
This may be the first game in which bombs are not intimidating at all. I am so turned around. Turn around.
Well, we aren't going this way.
Let's look for another path.
Torgal.
Drake's breath.
We're nearly at the oratory.
Drake's breath, it smells like cabbage.
What the hell is that?
I have
It's
absolutely no
moose.
idea.
Well, whatever it is, I don't think it's friendly.
Ow. It's like Slimer from Ghostbusters. It's a fire salamander.
One of the demons. But they never leave the lava.
If I didn't know better, I think this volcano was about to erupt.
Why attack us then? They're peaceful creatures.
Then this one must be the exception.
Let's try.
Oh. He came back around with that tail. Incense, so it smells like a hippie in here now.
Nice try.
Ow. Ow. Timing of the moves is just not my forte. On barrel roll, he do a barrel roll. Just get some active, steady damage on you. That was a good one. Oh, and I missed. Barrel roll. Oh, didn't quite time that right. Oh, it's flame face. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Too sound. There we go. Fire water.
What's it doing?
Nothing good, I'll wager.
Oh my gosh, she's now like a Pokemon. A little bit more. Oh, he's already like partially staggered again. Oh, and he's down. Flame lizard slain. We did it.
bugger.
Are you hurt?
Just hot.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you.
Quite a commotion our friend made. Let's hope the guards didn't hear it.
The gate to the inner chambers is just up there. Then we make for the sanctuary. I need to finish this. Before the heat finishes me.
Hear, hear.
We'll enter the Comric by the Handmaiden's living quarters. It was always a hive of activity.
Sounds like we'll have a hard time staying out of sight.
We won't have to. There's someone there I should very much like to see.
That dog is roasting. You guys are dressed like it's 10 degrees outside. You're in a volcano. Your outfits are not appropriate. These women also have an awareness of a blind person.
Lady Marley, it's me. My mother. Jill, it can't be. It is, my lady. We cannot talk here. Come with me.
Oh, it's a man!
I'm so glad you're safe.
And you.
Why ever would you risk coming back? Are you a fool, girl? Or have you grown tired of your freedom already?
Forgive me, my lady. But I had to come back. There are things I left undone.
Like a sweater.
Tell me, where is the Patriarch?
At this hour, he'll be in the Comric, giving thanks.
You mean... Oh, that fiend! Clive, we have to get to the sanctuary. Now. Lady Marley, you must flee this place, gather your things, and go.
I'm about to blow it up.
Now listen here, Jill.
We have company.
This way. Follow this passage. It leads straight to the Comric. Go on, stop dawdling.
Thank you. You were always so kind to me. My light in the darkness. Take care, my lady, please. You deserve better than this. A long and happy life, promise me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's gonna get slaughtered as soon as she opens that door. Or when the soldiers bust in. Why'd you lock the door? I needed time alone.
I'll live if you promise to do the same.
I passed gas and I didn't want anyone to smell.
Come on, Clive.
Okay, nothing around.
We're nearly at the comwreck.
All right. Here's our welcoming party.
I've had enough of their hospitality.
It's over.
Yeah, I got a bunch. I wanted to do that. But his recovery is so slow. So slow.
How many of them are there?
Big boy.
Too many.
Oh. Oh. Free. Wrong button. Oh my gosh, that was faster than I thought it was. There we go. Jill! Oh! Well, thanks for taking out the group up ahead. That really helped. While I was dealing with the big boy.
Potion. I appreciate the potion.
Okay, what?
Prescott!
Gil. Praise the Maker.
Clive,
I can finally get my cavity fixed.
there's something I need you to know.
Uh-oh.
I saw the Patriarch do things no one should have to see. And so I swore that he would die by my hand.
Like put mustard on French fries?
understand. I faced my demons, and you must face yours.
Putting mayonnaise in your Coca-Cola.
We're nearly there. Just one last push.
I'll gas stressing the dog.
Ah.
Get over here!
There we go.
Get over here!
Oh. He faked me out.
Wounded?
Come to me, all my sparkly bees. Let's open this chest over here.
Grace of the Inferno.
Junon? So he's sacrificing stoned bearers? If they're already in stone, like they're already dead. It's not much of a sacrifice.
Shiva's dominant.
Way to emphasize
Come
that
to
T.
beg forgiveness for your failure.
For years, I followed your orders. Fought your wars. All to protect the children you took. Just as you took me. And what did you do in return? You put them in chains and you slit their throats!
Fiend.
Their souls were sullied with a stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption. A penance paid, just as the Holy Mother wills it! Repent, abomination! For a monster like you to set foot in the Holy Cymric is in itself a crime deserving of death.
You're right. I am a monster. And my soul is stained black. Though not by ether. But by the evil of men like you, who made me close my heart and drown in darkness when I should have raged against it. This is my penance. I will be your monster no more. Nor will I suffer you to create another.
Does the beast bare its teeth at its master? Come then, Dominant. Rage, be as you have ever been. A monster!
And what are you, Imran? I was forced to kill. You do it by choice. But never again. I bowed to you once. Now it is you who shall bow to me!
Kill them.
Now!
Right.
What the? Is that Jonathan? Or Joshua? Why is he doing? Joshua! There's that the other hooded man. Ah! They're being turned into pudding. What in the world? Suddenly got nipply in here.
Is it cold in here?
Is it cold in here? Just ice blocked.
Come on. Remember how it felt?
Just like the first time. There you go. He's learning. He's doing it. He's doing it, Peter. Oh, no.
Why?
Premature transformation.
Why can't I do it?
Why can't I do it? Save your girl, man. Do something.
Just once. She won't be able to hold that lava back forever. We better make this quick. Wake her, Quinn!
Oh, you got buried again. Oh. Oh my gosh, he's like dropping the target all the time.
Get over here!
Now. Now I can't see. Oh no. flow. I am getting so hot, I really need the airframe.
Damn it.
Here comes diamond dust.
Shiva, signature move.
All right. I won't take long.
Might. Keep missing. Oh, you got buried!
Nice try.
Man. Oh my gosh. Ow! Ouch, kabibbles! Oh, now he's a dragon? What the? I don't know what this thing is doing. Ow! Lightning bolt. Lightning. Liquid flame, huh?
There's a good boy.
Oh, I come on. Oh boy. Messing up. Oh, what in the heck?
Nice try. Too slow.
Oh, what in the world?
Nice try.
Oh no. Ah.
Too slow.
Oh, come on. Dude. His range is insane. Wow, man.
Not good.
It's like I have to do that. Or else I just cannot not dodging. Oh my gosh, the damage! The damage!
Nice try.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I just had to go hard.
Jill!
Don't die on me, girl.
To finish this, Clive. Here.
Ice brand. Oh, sorry. Did I nick you? To defeat the last Mother Crystal, Sid had to, like, Odin Spirit. Or Ramu Spirit. I don't know if a little frost weapon's gonna do much. Maybe it will. Bye! It only took me 5 years to destroy the next one.
Are you watching, Sid? We're one step closer to freedom.
The crystal.
Turn it to Despera.
What did you do to it?
Oh. We destroyed
Get him,
it.
Jill.
What? Monster! Monster! Do you have any idea what you have done?
I do, Father. I have killed the monster.
Is that really her daddy?
And become an outlaw. May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
It's over.
And so am I.
It is.
And Shiva exacted her price.
She did.
Again, the burden fell to you.
And I bore it willingly. This was a sin for which I had to atone. Now I can continue at your side with my head held high.
Torgal's like, please don't make out in front of me. I'm a dog. I don't need to see that.
Clive, look.
It's just like the one at Phoenix Gate. Damn it.
Uh-oh.
We need to leave.
Agreed.
Joshua, is that you? Can't tell. It doesn't look like Joshua. Oh, fireworks! Oh, wait.
I kept my promise, and now you keep yours.
It's my myocarditis.
This way, Your Grace.
Hey, it's the girl that sells ointments, tinctures.
You're bleeding. I have a tonic which will...
I thank you for your kindness, truly. But I assure you, I will survive. Please, save your medicines for those who need them most.
Oh, well...
Then go ahead and
If you're
die. Fine, I don't even
sure.
like you.
For a moment there, I felt my brother's presence.
You did.
I fear he is in Ultima's thoughts again. But why now, after 5 years of silence? I cannot keep him sealed away much longer.
Your Grace.
No,
He's
do
got
not
an
dirty your
Ironman
hands.
fusion reactor in his chest.
Look at them all. Like a river flowing to the sea.
Or moths to a flame, perhaps. The crystalline dominion their light in the darkness. More and more lose their homes to the blight and set out in search of sanctuary, while others lose their fortunes to the Dalmekian levies.
It's a little vial of
And
Mountain
leave
Dew.
to find new livelihoods. What is it that you seek in the Dominion, Your Grace?
Oh, Dion Lesage.
You mean the Crown Prince of Sanbrec?
He has many titles. Dion the Bold, Prince of Dragoons, Odin's nemesis.
The Sultan of Swat! The King of Crash! The Colossus of Clout! The Colossus of Clout! Babe Ruth!
Or simply Bahamut. I met him once, when we were children. He was a chivalrous soul even then, and has served his empire indefatigably ever since.
And you are confident that he will listen to what you have to say?
Our world lurches ever closer to the abyss, and a hidden hand ushers us onward. Ultima's influence extends to every nation, Sanbrec included. If His Highness is the man I believe him to be, and I pray that he is, this truth will not have escaped his notice. As the mother crystals fall, the eternal flame wavers, and the azure sky begins to bruise. How lucky we were to be blessed by the crystals, and yet how spoiled. Like canaries in a gilded cage, growing fat on seed. But now, the bars are closing in, and we must take flight. Painful though it be to leave our home behind, it is what we must do to be free. Which is it that men cannot live without? A blessing that leads to damnation,
Probably the freedom.
or a freedom that leads to deprivation?
I do.
I do not yet know the answer to that question, Do you, Clive?
You have COVID.
Your Grace, let us find a place to rest a while. We can return by the Dalmekian Trail once you have recovered your strength. I realize your duty is pressing, but if your health should fail...
I know. Thank you, Yote.
Wait, wasn't he heading toward the crystal, now they're turning away? And he was going to speak to Dion? I'm confused. Rondella.
The army's attempt to breach the Empire's defenses and gain the Isles of Ark has failed yet again.
Only because your fleet has proved as impotent as a eunuch on laying night.
It's Ron
Rather,
Perlman.
we simply fell back to the capital.
Enough, both of you. All here agree that the Empire cannot be allowed to maintain its illegitimate claim on the
little less.
However, our casualties mount with each passing day.
There is a literal sea twixt you and your prize. The armies of Sambrek need but sit back and watch as you harmlessly lap against their walls. They are dug in like ticks and seek to draw out this siege, knowing the capital's stores are nigh bottomless. And what of our wise rulers? Goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might reap. Republican soldiers starve while waiting for orders from Randalar.
If you would but take the field, their bellies would be full by nightfall.
If I take the field, so too will Bahamut, and our duel will shake the island to its foundations. Instead of liberating the Dominion, you would doom it to destruction.
Yeah,
unless
maybe.
That is what you desire.
If our learned advisor has a solution to propose, we should be glad to consider it.
Is that the Emperor's?
What is the meaning of this, Lord Kupka?
What it means is that I am disinclined to advise you any longer.
Man, that woman sucks.
Your mother's a bitch.
Ah, the looks on their faces when you walked through those doors. A perfect picture of stupefaction. They could not believe their eyes. Though I confess, I had my own doubts whether or not you would accept my invitation. Such shocking news. Sid isn't a son of a whore. He's the son of an empress. Your own dear Clive.
Absurd. Who fed you these lies? I have never spent a moment among criminals, save at the gallows. I came here with my son, not to entertain your baseless accusations, but to put an end to the senseless hostilities between our nations.
Very well. You need only agree to the terms I set out. Sid took the life of someone dear to me, a woman by the name of Benedicta. I swore to take his in turn. This would not be disagreeable to you, I take it. You would finally be rid of the stain on your noble name. In return, I will leave Sanbreque in your capable hands. Your Imperial Majesty.
And all for the love of a common whore. Dominant or no, one cannot hide one's breeding. And beasts will ever belong with beasts. There are greater things in store for you, my darling Olivier. Soon enough, you shall be the crown prince of Sanbreque. And when your father goes to meet Great Grieger, you shall be emperor of all you survey. The old order shall come tumbling down, and you will rebuild the world in your glorious image. Soon.
She's been in there for hours. Something must be wrong.
After the storm. Are you decent?
I've done what I can, but the rest is up to you.
Whoa.
You need to start taking better care of yourself.
Hello.
Understood. And thank you.
The curse has spread. Make sure she rests.
If it hurts, you can tell me, you know. I'll understand.
I can bear it.
But you shouldn't have to. Not anymore.
This isn't just your struggle, Clive. It's ours. And when we see how hard you fight, it inspires us to do the same. Or...
yes.
Would you rather we left you to save the world all on your own?
No. That's not... Ignore me.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't be shy. Uh-oh, Gav's gonna think you're cheating.
Clive, where are you? In here.
What's wrong?
Rosaria's under attack.
What?
This isn't the Dalmekian army we're talking about. It's the men of the Rock from Drake's Fang. Hugo Kupka's private guard. There is in hell in Rosalith, trying to batter down the castle gates.
Looking for me?
Seems that way. Reckon old Hugo has finally worked out who Sid really is.
Then this is just another trap.
It's a trap, all right. The daddy of all fucking traps.
It's a trap!
I'm going to Rosalith.
You're not serious. That's exactly what he wants you to do, Clive.
Look, I don't know why Kupka harbors such a grudge against Sid.
It's because you
But
killed
as long as it's
Benedicta.
left to fester, our world will never know peace. He has dragged the rest of Storm into this pointless war just to find me. Besides which, I am not about to stand and watch while my home gets ground into the dirt. Hugo Kupka must die.
I've lost enough friends to that
Well,
man
I don't
already.
lose, Gav.
I don't want to lose any more. So let's go and kill the bastard.
I'm coming too.
This together.
After all, we're in this together.
All right. I should probably speak to Otto before leaving. We need to know what we're getting ourselves into.
We must be ready to leave for Rosalith at a moment's notice.
Gov gave you the news then? We're leaving for Rosalith. But not before I know exactly what's going on. What have we heard?
All sorts. Nobody was expecting the Dalmex to open up a new front against the Empire, least of all our friends in the provinces. Reports have been rolling in from all over the place, with no two saying the same thing. I've been passing them on to Vivian, in the hope she can make sense of them. If you're set on going, you'll want to talk to her.
Why'd I talk to you?
Understood.
Ah, if it isn't my favorite pupil. Let's see now, where did we leave? Well, this is a surprise. My lectures are rarely so well attended.
You know what they say? A little knowledge, can't hurt?
We're going to Rosalith to deal with Kupka. What's the situation there?
Whoa there, Lord Rossfield. I'm sure you're champing at the bit to return to your roost. But to fully understand the present situation, one must first understand how it came to be. Let us begin with the story of Hugo Kupka, or the permanent economic advisor to the Dalmekian government, to give him his formal title. In a republic founded on commerce, there could hardly be a more influential position. It has granted him both extraordinary wealth and extraordinary power. Not that he ever wanted for the latter. Being Titan's dominant, he is also Dalmekia's last line of defense, a fact he has used to his considerable advantage. Why, he was even able to pry Drake's Fang, one of the pillars of the Republic, from Parliament's grip. And he was quick to buy the loyalty of the Fang's protectors. Today they are his faithful creatures, a private army in all but name. The self-same army that marches upon Rosarian soil as we speak. By which I mean Imperial soil, not that you need reminding of the fact. Suffice it to say, the Empire's attentions are elsewhere at present, deadlocked as it is with Dalmekia over its occupation of the Crystalline Dominion, where its legions are now gathered. Scarcely a handful of garrisons remain to secure its western provinces, and half of them left after the fall of Drake's Breath. With the threat of the Ironblood thus diminished, they had little cause to fear a maritime invasion. And so today, only a token force guards the former duchy's shores, as Kupka was quick to descry. He landed his troops on the Rosarian coast without encountering so much as a single ship. All for you, Clive. He wants your head. And so he and his men advance upon Rosalith, not to capture the province, but to draw you out.
You said Kupka's forces sailed up the coast. What of Port Isolde, then? Is the city safe?
Quite, according to the Guardians of the Flame. The Dhalmekian fleet floated by without incident. But not without remark. When they learned Kupka's forces were making for Rosalith, our friends were quick to begin arranging the exodus of her citizens. And so the stage will soon be set for your heroic homecoming. Alas, it will be a more trying task to enter the capital than it was to leave it. Hugo's men hold Buet Bridge, despite the Imperials' repeated attempts to wrest it back from their grasp. And they were careful not to repeat the Empire's mistake in neglecting their coastal defenses. The seas around Rosalith are firmly under Dhalmekian control. So tell me, pupil mine, what do you believe to be the best route to Rosalith?
The north. We cross the northern border near Phoenix Gate, then take the road through Stillwind down to the capital. Hardly the quickest route, but at least we won't be spotted.
A little local knowledge goes a long way, and so must you.
We'd best get a move on then.
Oh, will you be going too?
Aye. I've been waiting a long time to give that fucker a taste of his own medicine. I would have missed this for the world.
All right. We should be on our way.
Lead on.
Alright, and that is going to end this episode of this playthrough of Final Fantasy XVI. To recap, Jill was able to atone for her sins, destroyed Drake's breath mother crystal, slayed the man that imprisoned her. She mentioned father. I don't know if that was actually her daddy or simply he was a man of weird cultish faith. He was a father in that cult or something, but she was able to let go of her baggage at the cost of her own health. The curse is spreading. It's probably why she wears that glove on her right hand. It's probably where the curse is spreading up through her, where it's covered. Her and Clive almost got to share a tenderness, a little bit of tender. And Gavin erupted, and now we've got Kupka, Hugo, Titan, springing a trap for Clive, and we're just going to walk right into it because it's time to take out the Titan. But we will continue that in the next episode. Be sure to like, share, and comment. Let me know what you're thinking of this game so far. Have you played it? Have you beat it? Where are you at if you're playing this yourself? Be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you are alerted when the next episode is live for viewing. But until then, we'll see you next time. Take it easy.